This is Making Moves, and we're 50,000 Rand to invest in a business. 13 entrepreneurs will come face to face with our panel of judges to pitch for this investment.
So what's the plan?
Your business could be in line to win this grand prize and our Money in the Bank series. Your business could be operating from home, the streets, or at a fancy office, normally from a bicycle. Oksalayo, we are looking for you. Only 4 entrepreneurs will make it to the final episode to pitch for that investment. Watch Making Moves every Monday, 2 p.m. on SABC 1, Mzansi for sure.
So if I could win and basically acquire 50,000 Rand, it would push me to a position where I basically refrain from using the diesel on account and pour my own diesel going forward, which I'll see now more profits within the business.
I'm not buying your story. I've seen your numbers. You can afford to pay up front for diesel. Why are you not doing it?
Transportation and logistics are the heartbeat of a healthy economy. Lentswe ukholelwa ukuthi ke yena uma ngabe iloli liyama alinyakazi, lokho ke phela ke kungenzeka ukuthi kulimaze isimo somnotho sakuleli. Inkona ke lokho kwenze ukuthi ke lo somabhizinisi osafufusa ophuma lena ke eFree State ukuthi yena ke ayekele inkundla yakhe yamatekisi angene kulomkhakha lona ke owamaloli. Sixoxisana naye kabanzi. Lapho ke khona ke besifuna ukwazi ukuthi ke yena ikuphi ke lokho akwenza ibhizinisi lakhe futhi ke yiziphi ke izinto azenzayo ezimenza ukuthi anjondlobala.
My name is Lentswe, the founder and director of Voice Express. We are trucking and a logistics company that operates mainly in the agricultural sector. What makes us unique, what I believe, is that I am the youngest transporter within the borders and the city of Bloemfontein, also in the Free State and also in the country, I believe. I've got a Facebook page by the name of Voice Express. Our website is www.voiceexpress.co.za.
Usomabhizinisi wethu ngizobe ngichitha usuku naye. Yena kwathi eneminyaka engu-18 wasungula ibhizinisi lakhe elokuhambisa izingane zesikole. Fast forward to a few years later, namhlanje lo somabhizinisi lona usomabhizinisi onobuhlabani futhi ibhizinisi lakhe lindlondlobele kakhulu njengoba ke yena ke esenamaloli amaningi kakhulu. Ilensizwa lena ke izinze lapha ke eBloemfontein. Lapho khona ngizobe ngichitha usuku naye. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe wenze kanjani ukuthi lifike kulesimo lesi elikusona namhlanje. Knock.
How are you, sir?
Lika ntate Lentswe. How araba monna.
They'll answer it come downstairs.
Hola ntate. Nice and tiny, compact space. Try.
The trucks are enormous. They work on the roads.
Yeah.
And so basically they don't get to be stationary.
So mahalo rekela scooter.
Yeah.
Scooter seo wena wa decide okay se enough nge scooter manje.
Yeah.
Convert it ke rekisa ke batla ntho engwe that will help me ke qale business ye ya transport abana ba school.
Yeah.
Up to where we are today. Angichazele kahle sibuyele emuva step by step.
After I finished my high school, because now as a student I was busy now with other things, selling for now a motorcycle, young restrict. And then I kabaisa this scooter saka. Yes. And then I bought an old And then petrol is now a problem. And then Biki advertised on Facebook to say, you know, I'm transporting Barnabas Gela.
Yeah.
2010, I pushed like that, and then I sold this of mine. And then I bought an old 1983 model High Ace.
Wait, so 2010 when I reka High Ace 1983.
Yeah, end of 2010.
Yes.
I pushed 2011, 2012, and then 2012 by March, I had about the same cars, you know, 3 of them.
3 at the CI.
3 at the High Ace.
Yes.
Yeah, old models.
So from the High Ace 3, one would say business how needs a handle.
Yeah.
What decided, okay, as many Manjela. So what I can go the tracking.
Yeah. So I pushed 2013 and 14 still in the taxi industry. So, but because of Kakibona, I've gained now knowledge, and I'm now an expert, if I may say, you know, transport. And then I'm like, okay, if I'm growing the business, let me rather grow it in something which is also transport. So that is how I got into the truck industry, because of my knowledge and love for transport, and which is all that I do currently today. You know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. So, Mr. Lentswe, please break down our services work with logistics. Let's say,
let's say, your agricultural, let's say your farmers and the agricultural industry. But what we do as well, we move like, say, heavy machinery. Heavy machinery, let's say your construction equipment, with the TLB, your excavators. We also able to move that. It's various stuff actually, because I believe anything actually. Anything.
We specialize in events, and mainly events equipment. We hire out to various event coordinators around the country. We've got a footprint all over South Africa. And we do a lot of transportation of equipment from Bloemfontein, from Joburg, to various events where we are contracted at. And to date, I can't complain. I can't complain. And I can call him at midnight, and give a voice, I need you to take a load to Ellis for me, to the Eastern Cape. Put that away and get it now. I went, okay, midnight, he'll come with a truck, we'll load. I'm comfortable with him.
Day-to-day running your company, what do you guys do?
What we do day-to-day running of the business, because the tracker, are all over the country. So we just make sure, monitor, say maybe your satellite, little tracking system for a tracker. So because we are not that big, I can afford for maybe hire a motor or let's say a managing director, an operations manager. No, so basically, you know, my wife again paperwork.
Company?
Completely reserved, you know. The truck that are on the road as we speak currently. D2.
Yes.
For each truck, let's say I divide 2.
Yes.
And only 2 drivers each. Plus the mechanic. For a lorry ifita, I check and I make sure that everything is in proper running order. Then the
Yes, just started last year was Spanale Voice. It's about maybe a year now. Yes, Spanale. So Spanale Saka ke o khanna obviously. With Spanale Voice o wetsa mosebetsi o be easier. It's more like a family. O free ho bua lena anything o ka ratang o bua lena. yeah ke motho a o bontshang the possibilities mo spanning le hore menyetla e mekakang gore ha ikwalla a le one wa bona.
The taxi is a quick cash business. It's good cash, but will I see Wakenadi trucking, which is a slightly more difficult business? Why the move?
uLentswe insizwa yena ke ekhulele emakhaya ahlukahlukene njengoba ke phela abazali bakhe bona bahlukana yena ke sesenomnyaka oka11. Lokho ke kwenza ukuthi ke yena afunde ukuzimela futhi akhule ngokukhulu ukusheshsha. Sibe nodlwano ndlebe nogogo wakhe kanye futhi nomkakhe. Bona ke basitshele kabanzi ukuthi lensizwa ingumuntu onjani futhi ke basitshela ngamanye ama challenges yena ke akabhekana nawo.
Growing up for me, you know, it was nice actually. Re goletse mo Bloemfontein, mo Lentswe.
Well, re kopane re le banyane. I'm trying to kopane le I was in grade 3, grade 4. So ne lo bapala fela re le bana around in the same neighborhood.
Marona le buli mo bane ba banthaka tsa ga a bapala le tsona. Ene le motho wa go pina bana ba bang a ba gatela wrestling ya ka bana ba ishebella mo TV. Hangata ke ne ke molelekisa ke sa rate ka mogwa irang bana ba ke re bo mma bone na ke na matla bo mma bana ba batla go mpetsa ke re Lentswe ke tlo go betsa ke tswa mo wa rana go ntshwara mana a itse go taboga ha o itse go taboga ke ta molelekisa a ba makwala tshega ka nna
Nele haran khaza yo kana go tseo nele sportsman kana go tseo ya an khaza but ha esele ya nele motho o disciplined one.
Ke motho wa sports every now and then I mean bo cricket ke thotsa ntsa di rata athletics ke ntwana ntsa rata blind.
Ka 2002 when my parents divorced. And then life itsela direction ya teng mo ileng for now we had to nale my sister re gole re be independent because the other one ana tshwanetse tsamaile wole
Ngwana a tswang from background ya batswadi ba separator in most cases they go into drugs and so many things but yena ke bona e mo motivate le gore be mothabedi.
ha go ntse go ya ngwana le mo matric nga sentse ntata ga romisa university ha ya le kae a le mole mo varsity mole a re ne ha bone molemo gore a ithute ke re Lentswe ke sa rate ka mogolentswe a batlang go nna ka teng ke re ngwana o tlatla go tswa tsotsi ya no.
Well, at the time le nane ke bona ile nthunyana bohlang ke re mona house ke ela but when he explained it to me amponsa wa tseba game fit I've got something going here I believe in this. And fair enough, I feel that I need to dedicate myself more to this. And then now, at the time, I understand the way he was going a business.
Lentswe di le dilo tso tsa gagwe tseo tsana nga di batla o rekile Lentswe a simologa scooter ke gana le motlano go to se re makegile mo tseleng ile a o tsena ka toropo ke re tshire dilo tse ke sa di batlentse.
We rekile I think nearly 10,000. I regisa 15,000. A khona reka bike engwe gape I think ka 30,000. I regisa bo 45. He's always been like that, wa bona.
Ke motho itlola ka nga tshabe dintho a batla ntho why ya o le fumana.
My strong points ha ke hetsa le moya wa me for a ke itlhella selo se se itseng ya iragala you know.
Hey boys.
Kamora go Lentswe wa nyala ha o Lentswe o monyane mana monyala eng le mokananyana.
Plan ya gone ne lo ke to get married 2015. Inele plan ya gone ke 2015 we getting married. 2012 tlhampetse la ka bomo for kanyala ke bile le batho ba go gae kanyala. So ka ke le stress ke ipotsa motho 2012 ke ntse ke le monyane ka gore go gae
Pelo re strike alien re motho re strike alien motho
ko ga ile teng bane ba lwana le nna ba sa batle fa ke monyane wa ke nyala gape ne re setse re le active thata ko kerekeng
o itsena ra ba ra tlogela ngwana o a nyala mosadi wa monyetseng o
ha ne ke decide gore ke simolla lelapa ne ke nyetse ke na le 22 years of age. I was established already. Business ya ka ene le sharp, e functional, fully functional. Ne ke na le di taxi. So ne ke le sharp.
Imo ona le family, ona le mosadi ya mo ratang, o hlokomela bana ba hae, and he's just a great person all in all.
Ne ke tshaba go disappointa kapa go leta down batsadi ba me. So the only way ke a bona ke re if I'm not going to disappoint them, ke ba ire proud. I have to ke ire dilo tse ileng gore they are not ordinary.
Lentswe o ile yalo a tsena mo boruting na kokotela boruti ka kokotela boruti yana.
Well, today ke moruti, so that is basically who I am.
uLentswe yena wasungula ibhizinisi lakhe ele transport enegumnyaka laphayana ke eka 20. 6 years later, lensizwa lena ke has moved on from a small 1983 to owning 2 trucks. Ibhizinisi lakhe ke libuka engathi lisesimeni esihle kakhulu, kodwa kukhona ke okunye ke naye ke kusamele kakucwaninge kabanzi. Lokho kuzomsiza ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe likwazi ukuthuthuka.
Hi, we've just arrived making moves to come and meet Pepsi and to talk about business in Yana. Yeah, it will be a good day. Although I'm a little bit nervous in Yana, but kitlava sharp. Thanks.
At only 26, Lentswe is among the youngest entrepreneurs operating in the logistics industry. His ambitions prompted him to trade in his taxis for trucks. He's here to talk to me about his brave move, as well as some of the challenges that are hampering his growth. Lentswe, welcome to Making Moves.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
So, you operate in Bloemfontein?
Yes.
Okay. And then from there, you moved on, waraka taxi,
Yes.
waraka bobedi, traded them in, the taxi waraka di truck as a pedi.
Yes.
Yes. You are now back, regulate taxis a pedi hape. So now you've got 2 taxis and 2 trucks.
Yes.
Okay. So taxi ya pili in a khanwa ko ena ke.
Yes.
So you started off as a taxi driver essentially.
Yes.
And then when did you stop driving?
I drove taxis beginning, let's say from 2011, and then I stopped driving taxi car 2015.
The taxi is a quick cash business. It's good cash, but will I see Wakena trucking, which is a slightly more difficult business. How do you win your first client?
How do I win my first client? There are companies that are available and at our disposal within the city of Bloemfontein. So obviously you would go and approach, and then you get a contract that you would assess and see that this one is viable. And then from getting a contract, and then that is how I got my first client, you know.
So get subcontract.
Yeah,
So you're subcontracting with bigger truckers.
Yes.
Are you still doing that today?
I'm still doing that today.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, but the problem with subcontracts, I've got a little bit of knowledge about the trucking industry. The problem with subcontracts is that it's on an ad hoc basis. How do you manage that?
Now I was just blessed in a way that at least where I'm subcontracting, it's a big company. The company is like 15 years or 16 years old now, so there's everyday work. It's not like these other companies where you only come today and then come back after a week or 2 and they call you. It's busy all the time, you know.
You're fairly secure.
Yes.
I mean, it's still risky, but I think that's the nature of the industry and there's not a lot you can do about it.
Yeah, because currently what you do to get a main or direct contract, normally what you do, the bigger companies, you know, for you to basically upgrade from being a subcontractor, you've got to at least have a minimum of 5 trucks.
When are you going to get there?
Yeah, I think in the next year. I think, yeah, by the end, say early 2018, I think
You're going to add 3 trucks in the next few months?
Yeah, definitely. How? I've been from 2011. I buy taxis, fix them up, it works for a month or 2, sell, take capital again, and that's basically what I've done to be where I am today.
Okay.
So that is the plan.
That is going to continually add the traka. You use that capital that you make.
Yeah, besides the profits that these trucks that I currently have, and plus using the profits that I'm making in terms of buying and selling these taxis, yes.
So, I mean, is the trucking business on its own, without the money that you're making from buying and selling, which incidentally is not on your books? The buying and selling seems to be off the books. Agishabadi financials are how. But is the trucking business on its own profitable?
Yeah, you know, the trucking business is a seasonal business. You know, like for currently, like there's a lot of rain. The business is good and business is picking up tremendously. So it is profitable, but basically based on your projections.
So you want to get out of the moving of agricultural commodities and get into the moving of things like fuel and things that are continual right through the year. Right through the year,
yes, okay. Because that is, yeah, just to add on the maybe your hazardous goods. So just to add on the business, maybe I can exchange or the ones that I'm going to buy now from going forward, just to diversify, but within the very same industry.
Okay,
yes.
It's probably a good decision.
Definitely.
How are you going to win that kind of business?
I've already started talking to quite a number of your big fuel companies. So it's just a matter of seeking and looking for the trailers, they called tankers. So that is basically what I'm busy and currently dealing with as we speak. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I think one of your challenges is that you're making too much money from the buying and selling of taxis. And unfortunately, what that does is it takes your focus away from the trucking business a little bit more than, I think it requires a little bit more focus.
Yes.
I don't know if you agree.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree.
All right. We'll send you off for a coaching session and, get more feedback on your business, talk to somebody else. It's always good to get external advice as well.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you, boy.
Thank you.
Lentswe currently has 2 trucks, and as you've heard, he wants to expand into transporting fuel, which him and I both agree is more lucrative and more sustainable. He'll now go into a coaching session with Okela Nzamai to interrogate his growth plans and help him prepare for that all-important pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, the interview was kind of an eye-opener. So I'm looking forward to the external advices that I'm going to receive, yes.
You're going to need to be able to reach for these contracts.
Definitely.
We can't service just one industry. Yeah. It's going to be very dangerous for your business to be in, say, agriculture, and then there's a drought.
Yeah.
Running a truck business can be very costly, particularly if one does not have solid contracts to service. Lentswe needs to come up with a creative strategy on growing his clientele beyond the few that he has. Ingakho ke sizomhlanganisa nomqeqeshi ozomnikeza izingcebiso ezingamsiza kulama challenges abhekene nawo futhi nezinto angazenza ebhizinisini lakhe. Ake sibone coaching session yakhe no-Okela ukuthi hamba kanjani.
Currently, I've been a subcontract, and I'm planning on pushing to get my own direct contracts so that the money that is due to me is not I don't know if I'm using the right word, but subdivided. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. It's going to be critical for you to realize that you need to finance your assets through incoming funds. Being a subcontractor hampers the business. You don't have the capital in order to acquire more assets so that you can service those big clients because you're just not getting it in. It's getting held up in whoever's subcontracting you. So it's kind of a quibbling action that Lentswe is in. It's a quibbling position that he's in.
Sometimes we tend to relax and we tend to be complacent. So in terms of diversifying, yes, although would not, for now, not bad to say that I'm a subcontractor, but then not to put my eggs in one basket, you know, just to diversify the different industry, different opportunities within this trucking industry.
So incoming funds can come in one of two ways. Either they can be cash that you're getting through equity, which is you, your rare skills and how they pour into the business, but alternatively it's debt, right? Yeah. Debt is something that no businessman really likes that because we don't know how the days are in business. But the reality is once your business grows to a certain point, you're no longer going to be able to fund it through your equity.
Definitely.
Sometimes needing to reach out for debt means that you've grown beyond the capacity that you could have ever provided for and that you need to reach to external people to now finance your assets. And it's not a bad thing. Lentswe is in a good position to acquire debt because he has cash flow coming in and out of his business. He has consistent money coming in and out of his business. He also has cash reserves that he could use as a deposit to lower the interest rates and the installments that he pays back. So he's in a really good position. He has a really good profile for debt. But because he fears going under and business not coming through, he's not utilizing the power that he could use.
You know, sometimes as entrepreneurs that we fear debt. And then she basically gave me another perspective to say, you know, not all debt is bad.
The next thing I want to speak to you about is going directly to businesses and suppliers and big corporates. What's been the hindrances that you've had in this regard?
So basically when you are still starting out, they don't tend to quite listen to you if you've got, say, maybe 2 trucks or 3 trucks. So basically that has just basically been the hindrance in terms of me acquiring, you know, direct contracts.
I want you to view your hindrance in this way. You have your customer and then you have a gaping hole and you have your business. Business is the process of bridging the gap between the customer and your business. So your customers are looking for capacity. Definitely. And your business needs to find a way to bridge this gap. The strategy that we've just spoken about increasing your fleet, getting more cash reserves in order for you to put down deposits and be in a healthy place to foster debt in the company and in the business will position you at a place where you can start to acquire more trucks. Once you can start selling capacity, you can get out of the place where you're outsourced. Because when you're outsourced, we all know what happens. Okay? There's somebody who's keeping the sale, the real sale, and you're a cost to them. And because you're a cost to them, they always try to minimize what they get you, even though it actually may be sufficient for you to get and run your business. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying that in order for you to grow your business to the next level, to the next frontier, you're going to need to be able to reach for these contracts.
Definitely.
And therefore purchase and acquire the trucks, which might require you to have debt. Okay?
Definitely.
We're also going to need to diversify our products and our industries. We can't service just one industry. It's going to be very dangerous for your business to be in, say, agriculture, and then there's a drought. Because those payments that you need to be making on those trucks, you won't have the cash flow and the resources to pay off those trucks. Lentswe needs to diversify into other markets and other areas by making sure that he acquires trucks that aren't the same. So at present, he's servicing trucks based on their capacity and how the trucks are structured. So if he were to get, say, tankers, they could carry liquids and he would be able to come into the food industry, an industry that's more consistent, an industry of fast-moving consumer goods versus agricultural goods that are so subject to droughts and other elements in the environment.
Basically, within the coming week or weeks, I'll be in a position in terms of start diversifying into, let's say, also steel, because I've got the capacity in terms of the equipment and the trailers that I have to basically accommodate, to carry steel. So definitely, yeah.
How good are you at pitching?
To be honest, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'm that good in terms of pitching. But when it comes to, let's say, information and knowledge about my industry, I think I'd give myself a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, I'm good, but I think there's room to improve.
Okay. I like that you're saying, in terms of information, you're 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Your pitch needs to make business sense. In other words, it needs to go to a place where money will grow.
Definitely.
Right? So apply the knowledge that you have of your industry in identifying a gap in your business, and therefore in addressing how a surplus of funds could address this gap.
Definitely.
Good luck for your pitch, and I want a 10 out of 10.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you. The coaching session was refreshing. And more inspired, motivated to review a few things that she brought to my attention. So I feel definitely coming from here, sharp. Definitely, my business in a positive way. Yes.
You didn't tell me what your business does. I'm just hearing that you're saving on diesel. You didn't share with us what your business does. How do you generate income?
Voice me, Nalputi.
I'm well and you, sir.
I'm good. Hey, Dad, Pisha? You know Lungsing?
Yeah, I've prepared a few stuff in terms of how to better the business in terms of regarding my diesel consumption and stuff like that, yes.
Do you have your points ready with pitch Uguti? If you win Lomkomelo Lonaga 50,000 Rand, uzosebenzisa kanjani in which parts of the business?
Definitely, yes.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, ngobizolo ngathi besingakazi kahle ukuthi kuhambani kuya kuphi. So kaje you'll nail it down to the T, how pitch?
Yeah, definitely. Sure.
Sure. Okay, abuti. Sikufisela inhlanhla bakulindile wabona ke bale baduthi shona khona.
Sure.
Baphi.
Sure, Mr. Sharp.
Lentswe, good afternoon. What's wrong, Abuti?
I'm well and you, sir.
No, all right. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
You're right, huh?
Yeah.
You ready to pitch?
Definitely.
Okay. Rufa, 4 minutes. Kamera Monunung, we have a question and answer. And after that, we're going to deliberate and call you back in and tell you what your fate is with regards to this competition. You know Kella, you spent some time with her yesterday, and Martine is on my right. She's also one of the judges, and your 4 minutes starts now.
Thank you. Based on yesterday's coaching session, I spoke to my coach and we analyzed my business. And concerning bettering my business, we got to the point that for me to actually break through and to make it in this business, I need to move away from subcontracting and put myself in a position where I get direct contracts. And the only way, we mentioned two things in terms of acquiring direct contracts. And once you are in a position to acquire direct contracts from bigger companies, one of the things that they are very strict on is issue of pouring your own diesel within the trucks, which when you're a subcontractor, they are able to give you diesel on account, and then when you get diesel on account, they charge a percentage fee for them basically helping you out with diesel. So escalating from moving away from subcontracting, that is the reason why I think it is fit for me, so that because per truck in a month, one truck uses about, say, between, depending on how the driver was and depending on the routes within the country. Like, let's say when you're in your Eastern Cape area, you find there's mountains and things which the truck consumes a little bit more diesel. So you're looking at about an average between 45 and 50,000 rand. So if I could win and basically acquire 50,000 rand, it would push me to a position where I basically refrain from using the diesel on account and pour my own diesel going forward, which I'll see now more profits within the business. That is basically what I'm planning on doing with the funds that I would receive if I were to win. Thank you.
Okay, you've got 2 minutes. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Just a few points of clarity for me. I understand that you need at least 5 trucks in order to get direct contracts.
Definitely.
Okay, so how does this assist you? Because you've got 2 trucks.
Yes.
So you're really just looking for a saving on diesel.
The reason why I'm saying, if we put ourselves in an issue for me, because we were analyzing and basically analyzing pointers on how to get to 5 trucks, and each and every cent is very important. So if pouring and using up my own and pouring my own diesel and without being charged a fee, I get to a position where I save, say, between 8 to 12,000 rand a month, which I'm being charged if I'm still pouring diesel on account. So if I've got 2 trucks, or for example, for 2 trucks pouring my own diesel, I put myself in a position which I've got, say, 10,000 rand extra in my pocket, and it will go forward and it will help in me in the many pointers or many plans that I'm planning on doing to acquire and grow the fleet. So 10,000 rand a month within 12 months of the year, we're talking about 120,000, which can be used up for as a deposit for a truck. Because normally what they do, where they're looking at about, say, 10% of a deposit towards a new truck, and 120,000 qualifies, because a brand new truck you're looking at about between a million and 1.2 million brand new. So if I save maybe within a year of saving pouring diesel, I'll have that 120,000 rand to put up a deposit for a brand new truck.
And what time scale do you have on reaching your 5 trucks that you're going to need in order to approach people directly?
Time scale that I've got, I'd put myself, I think within 12 months it could be possible, but currently I can work on the issue of the saving of the diesel. And selling with this other 1 truck. It's a Freightliner truck which I do not own. That is basically how, if I push myself within the coming year or so, I'll be positioned, because if I acquire, I'm not supposed to only acquire heads only. I need to find myself in a position where I've got trailers as well.
I must be very honest with you. If I'm in the dark, our viewers are in the dark as well. You had 2 minutes left when you were pitching your business, and I just have to add that you didn't tell me what your business does. I'm just hearing that you're saving on diesel. You didn't share with us what your business does. How do you generate income?
The business that I do within the borders of our country, or not only in our country, if I say the world at large, it's got different names to it. Others call it freight, and then others call it logistics. Others call it long hauling. Others call it trucking. I basically use, as within my company, use 34-tonner trucks to pull. Mostly, I work a lot with farmers within the borders of South Africa.
And saving on diesel will allow you to have more trucks.
Definitely.
Okay. And okay.
Well, listen. I'm not buying your story. I've seen your numbers. You can afford to pay up front for diesel. Why are you not doing it?
Like the reason why I'm not doing it, things change altogether in terms of your daily usage of the tires. When it comes to your summer periods, the tires run out, or basically run out faster. The engines, in terms of regarding the services of the trucks, basically the truck needs to, you need to service it more frequently when it's summer.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was the first time actually pitching for anything for that matter as an entrepreneur. So as a first timer, I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, I think I still have the chance to go forward. I'm pretty confident.
Martin, what did you think about
I was
that?
lost. Yeah, okay. So logistics is a very difficult business to be in. It's cutthroat, right? So in all honesty, a saving of 7,000 Rand in a business like that is quite a big saving, especially if it's on diesel only. But I'm not sure if the 7,000 Rand is going to transform what he's currently doing. He's saying he's going to be loosening some cash of 450,000. Did he make inquiries that he's actually going to be able to get these new trucks on hire purchase, etc., etc.? And that's something that he needs to go and look at.
Boys, you started your pitch. Why straight endabeni, explained ukuthi cheleto uzoyenzani, did everything. The next thing olabo wo. Angazi next mina business lakho.
I didn't think it is a time where we've got to now explain the business. I thought maybe where we are now, they are all aware of what we do as individuals. So I thought it's all about getting straight to the point what you're going to utilize the money for. So yeah.
The only thing I'm looking at is give the guy 50,000. What does it do for his business? Cool. It saves him 7,000 Rand a month. That means that after 7 months, he will have paid back his 50,000. So as a return, I mean, you know the fancy stuff, rate of return, what. It's a very, very good rate of return. So if I were a bank, would I put 50 grand in this business? For that purpose, I would.
How important is it to get Sigbon in the next round? Sigbon uphumelela futhi lo mkhomelo ka 50,000 Rand.
What is important for me, I think as an individual, I've worked hard.
Yes, sir.
I've never been in a position where I've received, say, maybe funding or any finances. So it would be a new start for me.
Yes, sir.
In the business. So adding on top of what I'm doing, I think it will have a great impact on my business.
Look, I wondered after our coaching session yesterday what he was going to come up with for an investment of 50,000. Because as you say, his industry, highly capital intensive.
Yes.
It's 1.2 just for the head, before he even gets to the trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed that he's gotten practical around how he can use this in his business. My thing is though, I've seen his potential. One, as an entrepreneur, starting out on his own, going at this thing, and two, in how well he knows his business, in how well he knows where he can cut costs and how he can do that, and approaching the right people to do that.
Putwam, shona khona, bakulindile ne?
Asva.
All the best, boys. Sharp.
Lentswe, welcome back. Scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you did?
For a first timer, I think I'd give myself a 7.
7?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm answering based on the question that you asked.
Would you give him a 7?
You know, I'd give you, say, a 6. I give you a 6, but actually I'd give you a 5 because you didn't use all your time.
Martin?
Yeah. We got off to a bumpy start,
Definitely.
Okay, but you know what? You're a very bright entrepreneur. If you'd used the time to explain all the elements within your business, we might have been able to have a clearer view of where bigger cost savings, etc., could have been realized instead of just a cost saving on your diesel. Okay?
It's a very difficult one for me because you know what you're doing. Your hustle is still a little bit too street and not corporate enough in terms of your thinking and your approach. I would suggest that you do 2 things. One, there's some side money that you're making from the taxi business, the flips that you're doing with the buying and the selling. If that money were to go onto your books and be a part of your financials, you'd be a much more favorable funding candidate for the banks. And you would find it quite easy to raise the 4 or 5 million that you need in order to take you to the next level. The second thing that I would suggest you do with someone like an Okela, go get someone else to look at, and it's not an accounting function, it's an analysis function. Get someone to analyze your business, its processes, and where money flows in intimate detail, and you'll find patterns where you can start saving money and doing things differently in ways that you and I can't see, because you and I are not wired that way. Because they speak a different language to us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. To us. Him and I. So, for now, it's difficult. You don't need that money. You don't really need it. There are other ways for you to get that cash. There are other ways for you to achieve the objectives that you want to do, right? So we're not going to continue with your business in terms of this competition, but it breaks our hearts because you're hot and you know what you're doing. But just go and look at those things. Bring that money onto the books.
Chat to Okela.
Get an Okela or Okela type person to come in and do that analysis. Make your hustle a little bit more corporate.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My overall experience was actually a good one. I got to be pushed to think more and just be a little bit more analytical. I believe with the advice that they gave, I'll just be able to definitely become a better entrepreneur at the end of the day. Yeah.